Fine, thank you very much, Leanne. Good morning to you and good morning to South Africa.
It's overwhelming. There are over 90 heads of state in the country at the moment. Having joined us to pay their respects to this remarkable son of our soil. And I think what Madiba possibly is saying wherever he is all of this for me, in his own humble way. Look, I think that it's a remarkable day, and it's been an overwhelming and remarkable week thus far. We've watched people throughout the world celebrating, and we've seen South Africans in their multitudes, wherever they are, joining hands, irrespective of race, color, creed, and just being South Africans, remembering a man that they all loved and that we all love.
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere out in the stadium is absolutely incredible. I mean, you've got a beautiful vantage point having a look at the dancing, the singing.
I know.
It is such a celebratory feeling out there.
It is. And as we were coming here, the metro rail stations are packed to capacity. People are waiting. They want to get into those trains. Buses are stuck on highways. There's a huge traffic problem outside, but I think it's going to be a wonderful day. We also will continue tomorrow after the viewing at the Department of Foreign Affairs because we couldn't fit everybody in who wanted to speak. And what is happening is that the government tried to make sure that we have a speaker from every region of the world saying something. And I think was a very good approach. And I think people, by and large, are happy with that. But I think a number of heads of state would have liked to speak here for themselves. So we're hoping that we can invite them to speak at provincial rallies, which will be taking place on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I mean, that was a question I was going to ask you. I read the program out to the viewers that are watching, and it's very interesting to see the lineup of speakers. So that was the thought process, to try and get a representative from every corner of the world.
Absolutely, Leanne, and you know, to make sure that we had the UN representative, His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, is here this morning. He will speak today. Nkosazana, our very own Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, who represents Africa as the chair of the commission, she will be here today. So, and she'll speak as well. Raul Castro, the Cubans mean a great deal to South Africa. It's always been a very close working relationship between our country during the liberation years and after. I mean, we have a number of Cuban doctors who are helping us in this country. So Raul is very special. Brazil is here, and they'll speak on behalf of that part of Latin America. But it's not over. There's still many requests being made for people to speak, and we'll see what we can do. We're encouraging the government to find places and spaces where people can make a contribution.
Yeah. In terms of Namibian president addressing us, why the significance of the African countries Namibia speaking?
Well, SADC, President Pohamba is not only speaking on behalf of SWAPO, but he's also speaking on behalf of our region, which is SADC. The frontline states, as we used to call them, included Namibia, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Tanzania, even Uganda was included. And President Pohamba is here to address us here today on behalf of mainly our own region in the continent.
Yeah. What's the feeling like amongst everybody? Because obviously I can imagine the logistical nightmare. I mean, we're seeing all of the presidents from the respective countries arriving on our screens, everything in the background. And we've been talking about the fact that you've got the amount of heads of states here that is never seen anywhere before, other than perhaps within the walls of the United Nations. What's happening behind the scenes?
Well, Leanne, there's a lot of work going on. I mean, making sure that heads of states are all received on time, comfortable. Some heads of states have come with their spouses, making sure that there's a program where they can feel comfortable with. You know, it's a combination of two things. It's making sure that people are happy, but also recognizing that people are mourning. And that's quite a fine line to thread. But I think thus far it's been going well. one of the problems we might have is in the Eastern Cape, where there just is not enough accommodation for anybody, frankly speaking. But a lot of people are down there trying to sort out that problem. Many heads of state are saying that they'd like to go to the funeral itself, to the burial itself. So that's where we are now. The atmosphere in the back room is one of no sleep. Don't think much about what you personally are going through. Make it happen, and make it happen in a very organized and a way in which South Africa will be proud. So we are doing our best.
Has there been a plea or an urge put out to the world leaders, dignitaries that are wanting to come to South Africa to rather come to this memorial service as opposed to go into Qunu where the funeral will be held?
There was a request made. But some of the heads of state were close friends of Madiba. I mean, President Kikwete is not going to leave immediately. He's back today. He will probably speak at one of the provincial conferences. We're hoping to persuade him to do so. But we did make that plea, and that's why you have over 90 heads of states in this place today. The only other time that this has happened was at Madiba's inauguration, where we had over 150 countries represented.
Yeah. There on your screen, the Cuban president has arrived here at the stadium, and we are going to be hearing from him. He is going to be taking to the podium. Raul Castro is the president of Cuba, and he is here arriving at the stadium. Jessie, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Enjoy the occasion.
Thank you.
All right, as we say, you can see everything that has been taken place here has taken a lot of organization and a lot of planning, and the logistics behind of this has, one can only imagine, been very, very hard work. Now, my colleague is with us here, Griselda Lewis. She's actually down on the field right now, and I'm sure you can understand and see through the camera lenses how the rain is pelleting down here on the fields of F&B, and she is standing on the field. So let's cross to her right now and get a sense of what the feeling is like